Hi, I'm Stephanie Sackerman. I'm a mom, an educator, a parent educator, a certified wellness coach with the International Association of Wellness Professionals, and a certified mindfulness teacher. And I'm also the founder of Live, Love, Be Well Wellness Coaching. And for those of you who know me, you know that I am a huge advocate of self-care. So today, I actually want to talk with you about a different side of self-care, and it's asking for help. Okay, when we ask for help, it's a beautiful way for us to honor ourselves, but many of us really struggle with the asking. And there's several reasons why. So first, many of us don't want to appear weak. We don't want to seem like we can't do it, okay, like we're not capable. Another reason why we oftentimes are hesitant to ask for help is that we don't want to relinquish that control. We want it to be done a certain way, our way, right? And it's very difficult for us when it's not done in that exact fashion. We also often don't want to burden someone else. There's a lot of guilt that comes with asking for help. Another reason is that we don't want to have to owe someone. If we ask something of them, then we have to repay that, whatever it is that they're going to call on us. So we often sometimes can feel that feeling. Or maybe we're afraid that the answer is going to be no. Perhaps we've asked for help in the past and someone has declined. And then it can be really tough to kind of go out there again and to ask for help. But here's one thing I want you to know for certain. Asking for help is not weak at all. In my book, it's a sign of strength and a huge sign of awareness too, which is really, really admirable. So today, I want to share some strategies on how you can ask for help. So the very first thing that you need to do is get clear. Okay, so I'm going to share some questions with you. The first is, what do I want or need? Okay, so we need to know very, very specifically what kind of help we want. Because if we go approach someone and we ask for help, but we are sort of unclear of what we want for them to do, or we're not really being too straightforward, it gets very, very confusing for them, okay? Another question that I want for you to consider is, why is this important to me? Okay? As I've said, we oftentimes have this guilt that comes when we are asking someone to do something, okay? Because we're putting another thing on their plate, right? But if it's something that's really, really important for us and something that we really value, that guilt hopefully is going to diminish, okay? And lastly, who will benefit from this? And that is really, really important. So I work with moms all the time. And when a mom is asking for help, that can have a lot of guilt associated with it, right? But I always ask my moms to remember, who is going to benefit from this help? Okay, sure, the individual is going to benefit, right? But when mom is feeling better, then everybody else is going to benefit too. So your partner, maybe the person who's doing the assisting, they're gonna benefit, your children. So regardless of if you're a mom or not, I want for you to think about who is going to benefit from this. Okay, so get really, really clear so that when you approach the person, you can, tip number 2, be straightforward. And this is really important, okay? You don't want to have any of these wishy-washy statements of, if you have time or if it's okay with you. You want to be really, really clear. Oftentimes when we're beating around the bush, that's where things tend to get really mixed up. The other person's not clear on the expectation. And that's when things really can start to get confusing and kind of convoluted, right? So we want to avoid all of that. So we want to really get clear so we can be really, really straightforward. The next thing is, when the help is actually happening, and this is really tricky for the people who like to be in control, but I want for you to try to step back, okay? We don't want to micromanage, okay? We want to be appreciative that someone is helping. But I know it can be hard when it's not done the way that we want it, right? So here's a question that I ask myself frequently. Is it going to matter in 5 months? Is it going to matter in 5 years? If the diaper is changed a different way, if the laundry is folded a different way, if the dishwasher is loaded a different way, is it going to matter in 5 months or 5 years? And if the answer is no, then do your best to take a step back and just to be grateful. And if it is really something that is going to matter and it has a huge consequence, then of course, step in. But if you're able to just answer no, then just try to take a step back, pause, and appreciate the fact that this person is doing something for you. The fourth strategy I have for you is to remind yourself of a few things, and these are really important things. The first one is to remind yourself of how much you do for others all the time. Oftentimes we don't even recognize the amount of things that we do for the people who we care about, or maybe even people who we don't really have a fondness for, but we are always doing for others. So think to yourself about all the things that you've done for others, and that will remind you just how worthy you are to receive as well. Another thing that I want for you to remember is that it actually makes the other person feel really good too. So when you trust in someone else to do something for you, their body actually produces oxytocin, which is the feel-good hormone. So they're feeling really good too. So it's actually a wonderful gift that you're giving someone else by allowing them to help you. And the third thing that I'd like for you to remember is that every successful person has gotten to where they are by relying on someone else's help at some point. Okay, even if it's small, as humans, we all need help sometimes, right? We can't be everything to everyone all the time, and that is okay. So I hope that these tips and these strategies help you to open your awareness to the fact that you maybe do need a little bit of help, and then how to ask for it, and then how to accept it. So if you're looking for a little bit more support, feel free to reach out to me. You can visit my website at www.llbwc.com. And until we meet again, may you live, love, and be well.